In the heart of a bustling city, behind the walls of a zoo, a terrifying tragedy unfolded, one that would forever change how we see the wild and our place within it. A young adventurer's fearless curiosity met the raw, untamed instinct of a Siberian tiger, with devastating consequences. This is not just a story of an accident, it's a haunting lesson on respect, boundaries, and the true nature of wildlife. 23-year-old Maya Castilla was a fearless traveler seeking thrills in a new city. But what happened when she crossed the line into a predator's domain shocked an entire community. How could a majestic Siberian tiger escape its enclosure and claim a life in broad daylight? Stay with us as we unravel the chilling events of that fateful day and reveal the urgent warnings this tragedy holds for us all. Under the cold gray skies of a brisk San Francisco winter, 23-year-old Maya Castilla, a fearless backpacker from Phoenix, Arizona, set foot in a city unknown to her, but brimming with promise and adventure. Known among her followers as a daring thrill-seeker, Maya's wanderlust had taken her across continents, each journey meticulously documented in breathtaking photos and videos. But this holiday season, her story was about to take a dark and unforeseen twist. Alone and undeterred, Maya's sister described her not as reckless, but as someone driven by an unshakable courage, always pushing boundaries simply because she could, never fearing the unknown, only embracing it. Drawn by the allure of exotic wildlife, Maya decided to visit a renowned San Francisco zoo known for its rare animal exhibits. Yet beneath the zoo's colorful facade lurked a shadowy past, one that had repeatedly brushed with tragedy. At the northern edge of the park stood the enclosure of Tatiana, a Siberian tiger weighing over 300 pounds and commanding attention as one of the zoo's main attractions. However, months before Maya's visit, Tatiana's temperament had shifted alarmingly. Zoo officials reported a disturbing pattern of aggression, incidents that forced the staff to revise safety protocols, but they never fully anticipated the gravity of what was to come that Christmas season. Earlier that year, Tatiana had violently attacked a zookeeper during a routine inspection, even breaching the outer barrier before being subdued, an incident quietly hushed to protect the zoo's reputation. Despite these warning signs, the enclosure remained unchanged, its 12.5-foot walls far below the industry standard of 16 feet, and the protective moat shallow and narrow. Flaws that Tatiana seemed all too aware of. Zoo management insisted the situation was under control, staff were trained, and barriers secure. Yet none of this prepared Maya for the fatal mistake she was about to make. On that bustling afternoon, the zoo thrummed with families and tourists eager to witness the wild splendor safely confined behind glass and fences. At 2:45, Maya entered the park alone, exploring and capturing moments with her camera for nearly an hour. Drawn to the tiger enclosure, she lingered near the perimeter, where Tatiana's low growls barely pierced the thick glass. Then, in a moment frozen in time, Maya climbed a 4-foot barrier designed merely to keep visitors at a safe distance, effortlessly and without hesitation. Crossing into forbidden territory, whether driven by bravado, curiosity, or a tragic lapse in judgment remains unclear, but the consequences were immediate and devastating. Witnesses were stunned, some unable to process how quickly Maya vanished from view, crossing into the domain of a predator honed by millennia of survival instincts. At 5 o'clock sharp, Tatiana's warning growl erupted into a roar of rage as she locked eyes on her intruder. What followed was no random attack. It was a calculated, silent hunt. The tiger had stalked the edge of her enclosure for hours, her patience a deadly weapon, waiting for the perfect moment to breach the inadequate barriers, an escape not born of accident, but of opportunity. Tatiana's powerful limbs propelled her effortlessly over the 12.5-foot wall, across the shallow moat, and into the snow-covered enclosure where Maya was now trapped with no escape. The predator's gaze was unyielding, her movements precise and controlled. For Maya, a single misstep meant disaster. The subsequent scream shattered the zoo's peaceful facade, freezing visitors and alerting staff that a tragedy had unfolded. A maintenance worker, the first on the scene, found Maya battered and bleeding, her body ravaged by the tiger's jaws but miraculously clinging to life amid the blood-stained snow. Her arm nearly severed, Deep lacerations across her back, mangled legs, and a face unrecognizable beneath the crimson, a horrifying testament to the ferocity of wild nature unleashed when human caution fails. The desperate cries for help echoed as emergency responders rushed in, but the grim truth lingered. Maya's fatal encounter was the inevitable result of human disregard for nature's raw power and the failure to respect the boundaries between curiosity and survival. This harrowing tale stands as a stark warning. When we underestimate the wild, we invite disaster, and no barrier, no matter how well-intentioned, can contain the instinct of a predator defending its realm. Panic erupted as urgent calls pierced the chaotic air. We need an ambulance, security, anyone. The tiger's out. It's loose. Zoo staff scrambled frantically, dialing 911 to report the unimaginable. An escaped Siberian tiger had attacked a guest. Female adult, she's not going to make it unless help arrives immediately. Their voices trembled with desperation, while sirens wailed in the distance, echoing the park's plunge into turmoil as evacuation orders spread. But for Maya Castillo, the clock had already turned merciless. By 5:12, just 7 minutes after her scream shattered the calm, Tatiana had returned, not with blind fury, but with lethal intent. A hunter closing in to finish what she had begun. The maintenance workers' frantic cries of "No! Get back! Stay back!" went unheard by the barely conscious Maya, unable to move or call for help. In seconds, the tiger pounced, swift and unstoppable, leaving no room for rescue, the entire horrific encounter lasting less than half a minute, before security teams arrived too late to intervene. Tatiana was shot dead on the spot by a zoo marksman, a single bullet piercing her chest, her massive body collapsing under the blood-soaked snow. Maya lay lifeless nearby, her young life extinguished, not in safety or love, but beneath the shadow of a predator in a place that had promised sanctuary, yet delivered unspeakable horror. Her sister mourned, recalling Maya's boundless desire to explore the world, never imagining that curiosity would lead to tragedy. Months would pass unraveling how Tatiana escaped, revealing a deadly failure. The enclosure walls were too low, the moat too shallow, and safety protocols insufficient. By 6:15, the zoo was sealed off under lockdown. Police tape cordoned the scene, floodlights illuminated the grim tableau, and news anchors broadcast the chilling story nationwide. Questions swirling about negligence and preventability. The backlash was immediate and fierce. Headlines screamed "Zoo under fire" for outdated enclosure design, while critics demanded accountability. How could a tiger breach barriers and threaten visitors? Investigations uncovered glaring design flaws and security lapses. Video footage confirmed Tatiana's effortless leap over inadequate walls. The zoo spokesperson expressed sorrow and cooperation, but animal rights advocates insisted the fault lay not with Tatiana, the wild creature forced into a human-made prison, but with a system prioritizing profit and spectacle over safety and ethics. Protests erupted nationwide, photos of Maya plastered on signs demanding justice and reform. On January 2nd, a candlelight vigil in Maya's hometown gathered hundreds, mourning a vibrant spirit gone too soon. Childhood friends described her as adventurous yet wise, and her grieving parents issued a poignant statement. "We don't blame the tiger. We blame the system that let this happen. We pray no one else endures such loss." Images from Maya's private funeral circulated, her radiant smile juxtaposed with calls for tiger conservation and improved safety. Protesters chanted, "Justice for Maya, safety for all," echoing a haunting question. How many more lives must be lost before we confront the fragile line between human curiosity and wild instinct? Months later, despite lawsuits and safety overhauls, walls raised to 20 feet, infrared alerts installed, patrols doubled, warnings amplified. The deeper issue remained. Why did Maya climb that fence? Was it a dare? A quest for a closer photo? A fatal misjudgment fueled by an illusion of control? Or behavioral psychologists explain that people often romanticize predators, seeing them safely behind glass or on screens, blinding them to real dangers. Retired zookeepers remind us these are not pets or props. Tigers cannot shed millions of years of instinct, no matter the training or affection. Tatiana acted on pure survival impulse. a force that cages and human constructs cannot erase. This tragedy is a stark lesson. Tatiana didn't escape out of malice or hatred. She acted on instinct, the only truth she ever knew. Tigers are apex predators, symbols of raw, unfiltered nature, meant to roam forests, not confined behind walls and moats. Maya Castilla died because humanity ignored the sacred boundary between curiosity and respect. And Tatiana died because we failed her twice. First by imprisoning her, then by failing to contain her enclosure. This story isn't about blame. It is a call to honor boundaries, to know when to admire from afar and when to step back. Lest we invite tragedy from the wild, unforgiving heart of nature itself. Maya Castilla's tragic death is a painful reminder that wild animals are not meant to be contained or underestimated. Their instincts are powerful, their boundaries clear, and crossing them comes with deadly consequences. We must honor and protect wildlife, not just for their safety, but for ours. Every enclosure, every interaction, every moment of curiosity demands respect and caution. This story is more than a tragedy. It's a call to action for all of us to be responsible stewards of nature. When we respect wild animals' space, we preserve the delicate balance between human curiosity and the untamed wilderness. Let Maya's story inspire greater awareness and caution in how we approach the natural world. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe. Together we can help spread the message. Protect wildlife, respect boundaries, stay safe.